Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your November 2022 Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. Before we jump in, I would like to remind you that this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. There will also be a timestamp in the description box below if you would like to skip ahead past all of the shuffling, which feel free to do whatever you choose. It's there if you would like to utilize it. And I would also like to apologize for my absence during the month of October. I really was dealing with a lot of my own personal healing and didn't have the capacity to take on anything additional. So I do apologize for that. But that being said, I am going to make up for it by time traveling back to October, taking a look at what you may have learned or healed, how you might have grown from those things, and then coming back into November to see what's come through for you this month, how it might help you moving forward, and getting any guidance for you moving forward as well. So Aquarius, let's jump right in and see what's been going on with you. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what did Aquarius learn or heal from in October 2022, please? What did Aquarius learn or heal from? So I just did, goodness gracious. Okay, we're going to do that again. I did get the word resistance. So I do feel like some of you had opportunities to maybe, oh, yep, okay, that's yours. Maybe change some things, or the opportunity to create new experiences via the choices that you make. And I feel like some of you potentially were resistant to that in October. I don't feel like that will resonate with everyone, partially because you may not be willing to admit it, but also, some of you may just be like, oh, that's not really my story, which is perfectly fine, right? How have you... Okay. Clearly you've grown quite a bit for the month of, or after the month of October. Let's see here. What's come in for you for November, please? What's come in for Aquarius in November 2022? What has come in for Aquarius this month, please? I feel like the cards are like super scattery, right? It feels, thank you. It feels like you may have had a lot going on. I mean, and like, notice now that I've said something, there's not cards flying everywhere, right? So I feel like potentially October for you, Aquarius, may have felt very scattered, very kind of everywhere, emotionally, mentally, perhaps even physically. And I feel like November, I feel like may feel a little less everywhere, not entirely, but a little less. So how will what you've learned in November help you moving forward, Aquarius? Yeah, thank you. It feels to me like I don't even know, Aquarius. It feels like, again, like it feels like you've been everywhere. I feel like some of you started to go through an awakening, and because I'm like all of a sudden feeling like I need to rub my eyes. So I feel like some of you experienced an awakening through, yes, okay, thank you, October and November. I think it's still taking place. Thank you. It's interesting because now that I've kind of mentioned the scatteredness, it's diminished, right? Even in the cards, it's wild how that happens. So I feel like some of you have been a little bit scattered, maybe a little bit resistant, but let's take a look at October. So first coming out for you, Aquarius, we have Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess here for this soul call and gather. So I feel like, yeah, I mean, I feel like October for you, Aquarius, was really this opportunity, right? And I'm saying it that way because I don't feel like everyone took advantage. I really don't. I feel like some of you saw it and were like, whatever. Like, you're comfortable with where you are, which is really, really fascinating to me because I always see Aquarian energy as being a bit like against the status quo a little bit, right? Like, I don't know, kind of like reformative, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, almost like, I don't want to say ever changing, but I feel like, I kind of feel like that, right? Like, I kind of feel like there's this ability to really flow with things. But anyways, I feel like through the month of October, you could have had the opportunity to really step into something bigger than yourself, right? And for some of you, I feel like that, how do I word it? It's like the separation between yourself and something bigger than you. For some of you, I feel like it's difficult to do, like to put something else. I don't know how to explain that. It's so wild, you guys, because I always look at Aquarian energy, right, as being like very humanistic and like friendly and things like this. But I feel like some of you may have been in your more wounded Aquarian state, right? Like, I feel like some of you have been a bit detached, a bit impersonal, a bit, I want to say selfish, like, and again, scatterbrained, right? I feel like, you've kind of been a little bit like, it's the me show. Right? And I feel like God gave you this opportunity to step outside of that and really experience life in a different way, where you are actually putting other things before self, right? Something bigger than yourself first. And again, some of you, I feel, didn't bite at that, okay? Others of you, though, I feel like there's, how do I word this? Nope, I shouldn't say others of you. Even if you didn't step into that, right? Like, step into something larger than yourself, I do feel like you were getting like this nudge, right? From your soul, your intuition, your higher self, God, whatever you want, however you want to look at it, right? Whatever resonates with you. I feel like you were getting this kind of nudge, like, hey, Aquarius, there's, something here for you, something different, right? Like, your soul would, I'm actually getting the words, feel more at home in this space, whatever that looks like, right? Maybe it's a different job. Maybe it is a new group of people. Maybe it's a new living situation, a new relationship, no relationship, a new practice, right? Whether that be spiritual, physical, whatever it is. Like, I just feel like some of you got this call to start aligning with something other than yourself. I don't know how to explain that any other way. Right. And I'm saying this with so much love. Like, I'm just the messenger, right? Like, the energy comes through and it is what it is. So again, that's why I'm going to encourage you to take only what resonates with you, right? But that doesn't mean like denying it from an egoic space either. Okay. Because even if you are in a wounded state, like, a lot of times you're still able to see yourself, right? See your truth. Okay. So like, even if you're like, no, 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 that's not me. And some of you, it may actually not be you, which is perfectly okay. Others of you, though, are afraid, because I'm getting fear, of admitting like, oh, yeah, that's me. Oh, right. Like, I have some adjustments, some fine tuning to do, right? So we also have here October, or for October, the sacred union, beloved within inner and outer relationships. Yeah, like, I feel, you know, I feel like in October you were given the opportunity to see your life and your experiences and how you impact the world from a different perspective. Right? Because if you have a very shitty relationship with yourself, it's likely that your external relationships are also shitty. And I'm just being real. Like, I'm not saying that to be an asshole. Like that's just as within, so without, as above, so below, right? Your external world mirrors what you feel inside. And a very good example of this, if you're being truthful, right? A very good example of this is like when your mind is chaotic and scattered, a lot of times your house will be chaotic and scattered, right? You don't feel like you have control in your mind and there's a lot going on, and your house or your car will reflect the same thing, right? So I'm just saying, like, I feel like you have this opportunity in October to really examine that relationship that you have with yourself, because I feel like your external relationships are mirroring back to you how you feel about you on the inside, however that's showing up, right? Whether it's your business relationships, your romantic relationships, your platonic relationships, whatever it looks like, right? I feel like they're showing you, right? So if you're tightened up to people and emotions and, you know, these sorts of things, like that's what people show back to you. If you've been in this cycle of why can't I find true love, ask yourself, do you truly love you? Right? It's wild that I'm getting this coming in, but it is what it is. And there's been a lot of this energy showing up because we're getting this examination of like who's for us, who's not for us, who we click with, who we don't, who's in alignment with us, who isn't, right? And not only that, okay, so not only are like you going through this, Aquarius, but everyone around you is too. And I want to lovingly say, if you have this shitty relationship within you and it is mirrored in your external world, do you think that those people are going to keep having this shitty relationship with you if they are also being called to examine themselves and where they spend their time and energy, who they align with? So Aquarius, if you are experiencing, or did rather through October, like this falling away, people falling away from you, you know, and maybe that was saddening or depressing or, you know, caused you some sort of grief or loss or disappointment in some way, shape, or form, like I would be looking at yourself. What is it that you need to be working on in order to remedy that? Right? And that's not for everyone. I want to say it's not for everyone because there are some, and I mean that like a select few who have been separated, right? Like God has separated them from people because they have other things they need to be doing, right? So for some, it's like a deliberate separation. But I feel like there's a big chunk of you who, like, these people are like, I don't like this anymore. I don't think I want to do this anymore. Right? And I want to lovingly say, like, this is happening for you. It's so that you can look at, or rather it did happen for you, right? It's so that you had the opportunity to look at yourself, to ask, why is this happening? But for some of you, instead of asking that question and diving deep within yourself, you are blaming other people. Some of you, again, it's not everybody, right? And I'm not saying like you're a bad person because of this. I want you to know that. Like, it's all part of the experience that we're having so we can learn and grow, right? We all make mistakes. We all do it wrong and then figure out how to do it right. It's as simple as that. Well, as simple and as complex as that anyways, Aquarius. So you also have here the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. What the fuck was I just saying? Right? You have had, right, starting at least the latest in October, have had this opportunity to, again, experience things completely different. A second chance to take a long look at yourself. And for those of you that actually stepped into that, I feel like you probably, I don't know that you necessarily saw it mirrored back to you in your physical world, but I feel like for those of you who did take that opportunity to look at yourself and to examine where you could improve and learn and grow, right? And again, I'm not saying you're a terrible person at all, right? I feel like for those of you who did take that opportunity to look, I feel like the, since then, or through the month of October and through November, you have probably experienced life a little bit differently, right? And I'm not saying that's been mirrored to you or shown to you in your physical reality, but life might have felt differently to you from the inside, right? As if you're looking at the world with new eyes. I'm actually hearing, a whole new world, like Aladdin, okay? Which is beautiful, right? But again, it's whether or not you chose to do that. Whether you did or not, it was there. The opportunity was there for you, right? You have here Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Yeah, I feel, again, this, like I said early on, I feel like God was giving you the opportunity, right, to learn some things. And we have intelligence within. In other words, I feel, at least in this case, God was speaking to you through your intuition. God was trying to show you things, right? And it's all part of the plan, right? Showing you these things so that you can align with who you're supposed to be, your destiny, the divine plan that God and your soul laid out before you were ever born, right? And I feel like I said in the beginning, right? I said, Aquarius, I feel like you had the opportunity to step into something much bigger than yourself. And here we have divine plan and destiny showing up. So again, I feel like opportunity brought to you, or opportunity, October brought to you the opportunity, fucking dyslexia, brought you the opportunity to, align with something bigger than yourself, right? Something that would fuel a higher calling in your life that would, and that's for those that, maybe haven't experienced that previously. I feel like you were given this opportunity to align with a purpose. Maybe you were asking prior to October, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose here? And then come October, God was trying to show you that. And some of you saw it, picked it up, started looking, taking inventory, if you will, taking a look at your wounding, your trauma, starting to heal, starting to forgive, starting to release, starting to work on you, starting to learn how to love you, right? Nurture that relationship with yourself. Others of you didn't. Others of you were afraid of it. Others of you, your ego is too big. I'm just saying, right? But, again, it's this energy of like something bigger than you, stepping into something bigger than you, right? And I want to lovingly say, like, I feel the world needs that energy, Aquarius, that you have to offer, right? That very humanistic, reformative, friendly energy that, a little bit of a rebellious type of energy. Like, we need that, right? Because we need people that are brave enough to step outside of themselves and step outside of, the cookie cutter fucking mentality that we've been living in, and to step forward as a humanitarian from that perspective, right? We need that. So it's not, I want to say, like, it wouldn't surprise me if God was like, hey, we need to turn on that Aquarian side of you that, is bigger than you, that is working for something bigger than yourself. You have here as well the sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. So I want to lovingly say, Aquarius, that self-care doesn't just include bubble baths and massages. Doesn't just include getting your hair done, your nails done, eating right, going to the gym. Okay? It also includes looking at your bullshit and working on it. That's part of loving yourself, right? Being honest, authentic, pure with yourself is self-care. It's self-love. Okay? And some of you, I feel, some of you may have gotten a hard lesson in that. Some of you may have been dealing with health issues through the month of October. You may have even fallen ill and actually had to rest or sleep. You know what? Because here's the thing. I'm actually getting this message, like, it is what it is. Some of you guys might fucking hate me for this, but whatever. I am actually getting this message, like, it's a lot of work to keep a mask up. Right? It's a lot of work to maintain a facade. And I'm not saying this as like some sort of jab, like, oh, you're a bad person or anything like that because you've worn a mask. We've all fucking done it. And it's hard fucking work to keep a lie going, especially when you're telling it to yourself and then trying to portray it to other people. Right? It's a lot of fucking work. And it can be something as simple as, I love myself. Okay, but do you really? Or are you just saying that? Right? So I feel like there's an element here of potentially you being shown how do I word this, please? You could have been being shown in October how much it wears on your body, on you, on your energy, on your mental health, your physical health, to keep up a facade. Right? Like, your body probably took a fucking toll. Especially if you're not drinking water. Especially if you're not letting yourself get sleep. I'm just saying. I don't even care what you're doing while you're awake. It don't even fucking matter. Right? Like, I just feel like there's this, again, the world, your physical world, reflecting back to you what it is you feel inside. Take it as it resonates with you, right? If none of it resonates with you, that's fine too. But I'm getting fear hardcore. Oops, I just hit the table. I've gotten a lot of fear in your reading, probably more than like in such a short amount of time than any of the other signs that I've done. And I only have one more to go. So that's saying something, Aquarius. Right? I feel like you were given an opportunity in October to release a lot of fears and to face a lot of shit. And that's not easy. It's not. So if you were able to do that, like, pat yourself on the fucking back, hell yeah, because it's hard as shit. Right? And if you weren't able to do that, no, it's hard as shit. And most people don't ever find the courage to do it. Right? It is what it is. Some people just aren't ready for that. Doesn't make them bad people, doesn't make them horrible. It just is what it is. So how could you have grown from all of these things? We have chopped wood, right? I think you could have grown, right? If you did decide to pull on these threads and examine these things, I think you probably learned that it takes a lot of hard work. End of story. And I feel like some of you have learned that and are now putting that work in and have been, right? And here's the thing. It's not just that internal work. It's the physical world work too. Right? It's remedying things in the physical world. It takes work. It takes effort. Like, cleaning up your life takes work. Right? And so I feel like a lot of you have grown, or at least had the opportunity to grow, in the sense of coming to this understanding about how much work it really is going to take in order to get right with you, right? In order to align more with who you're supposed to be. Because this chopped wood card is all about work. It's all about doing the work, right? So again, I feel like some of you learned that through the month of October. You also have your regeneration. Yes, fucking beautiful, because I do feel like some of you, again, a select few, it's just what I'm picking up, were literally reborn through this experience, have started looking at life in a completely different fucking way, looking at yourself in a completely different fucking way. It's likely that if you pulled on this thread, you are now experiencing yourself in a completely different fucking way. I feel like you may have started to love yourself and have been reborn through like your own love of yourself, like true fucking love of yourself, not this bullshit savage type of like, I don't need nobody, I fucking have my shit together, I don't care what you fucking say type of shit. No, I mean like, you love you like God loves you. And that's a very, okay, I shouldn't say like God loves you, because I don't know that we can ever fully like really comprehend the immensity of that kind of love. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you love you in a similar type of way, right? Like a very pure, unconditional type of way. You've started loving yourself like that, accepting yourself for who you are. And I'm not saying like that gives you free reign to be an asshole to people. No. Right? You realize the impact that you have on the world around you. You realize that how you feel about you is how you treat other people. Right? So I feel like some of you have genuinely been reborn through this experience and are now looking at life and experiencing life from a completely new perspective. Like some of you, I'm actually like getting the words like I'm seeing for the first time. Like it literally feels like you're looking at the world with brand new fucking eyes. Like Neo, you've woken up, boo. It's kind of how I'm seeing it. Just saying. So some of you have grown fucking tremendously. And I love Aquarius. Look at this, how this lines up. Right? You have this second bloom up here with, you know, it's never too late, new possibilities, a second chance, and you have regeneration just beneath that, right? Which is rebirth, a second chance. It's literally fucking aligning. Again, those of you who took that opportunity, whole new fucking world, Aladdin, for real. You also have here Treasure Island. Okay. So it's interesting. I've never, to the best of my recollection, ever gotten this message with this card before. But I feel like some of you have come to this understanding of like the treasure being on your back. Like the treasure is within you, right? Like it's, or what are the words, please? Yeah, thank you. It's that same type of thing, like beauty is in the eye of the beholder type of thing, right? Like if, again, if you feel beautiful about you and about your life and you love you, that is going to mirror back to you in the reality that you experience, right? Your external reality is going to show that to you. And so I feel like some of you have literally, which I feel like was a hard pill to swallow, if you were able to get to this space and grow to this point, I feel like it was a hard fucking road to get there. A hard fucking road, right? Because I feel like there were a lot of things that you had to admit, come to terms with about yourself, and some of that shit was difficult to do. And it doesn't even matter. I'm not saying it's bad things, right? Like you could have had a really hard time coming to terms with the fact that you're actually a really good person, right? That you are worthy of love, of joy, of, you know, happiness. I am going to read this card for you guys. I've only been reading the ones I feel called to. And I feel like with this card right now, I want to read the oracle message to you. So just give me a moment to find it in the book here. There may be additional messages. Okay, it says here, you've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped into the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot. Because of some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase where all along hard work. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Let me try that again. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase where all the long, hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. What did I say? Can't make this shit up. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. So, again, right, that's just confirmation to say, I feel like those of you that did that inner work, right, are seeing treasure, right, mirrored back to you. It's beautiful. So, what's come in for you for November, Aquarius? You have here the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. So, again, right, we're talking about destiny, divine plan here in October. And God, I've felt trying to align you with something much bigger than yourself, right? And I shared that we need some of those beautiful characteristics that you possess as an Aquarius, right? That very humanitarian, very original, reformative, friendly type of energy, right? We've needed that. And here it is. It's still calling to you, right? It's still, I feel God is still giving you throughout November this opportunity to step into your purpose, your mission, the thing that you're meant to be doing here on this planet, right? That has, again, it's bigger than you because we need it. I feel like some of you have had your, gifts being shown to you. And it doesn't have to be like a gift like clairvoyance or, being able to read energy or cards or anything like that. Talking to spirit, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be those sorts of things. For some of you, these rare gifts are actually creative ideas that you can bring forth into the collective to better humanity. For some of you, it's the ability to speak and draw a crowd, right? To be able to connect with people on a very, friendly humanitarian type of energy, right? Like on that kind of level. Some of you, it is your ability to move in the world and make an impact, right? That could be your gift. Again, it doesn't have to be something, like this. And so again, I feel like in November, for you, Aquarius, you've been shown that you have something to offer the world. Again, whether you walk through that doorway or not, it's an entirely different story. But I do feel like it's been opened. You also have here big, what the fuck was I just saying? You have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Like I was saying, that visionary type of energy, having the ability to draw upon this side of yourself that can help humanity in some way, shape, or form. And some of you are afraid of that. I'm getting this burpee fear energy again. Some of you are afraid of stepping into who the fuck you're supposed to be. I don't know why, right? That's between you and God, universe, source, whatever you call it, right? But there is fear here about stepping into who the fuck you're supposed to be. Some of you are scared fucking shitless. And I want to lovingly say to you, like, the world needs you. It needs you to be courageous, to step into who you're supposed to be. This is wild to me, Aquarius, because I feel like you've been given a profound opportunity to share yourself with the world from the best fucking place, right? From a very beautiful place. And some of you, are afraid of that. And it's like, I would like to encourage you to, work on that fear, work on releasing that fear and stepping into, this visionary, this golden child that you are, right? That God gave you gifts for a reason. Okay. So how will all of this help you moving forward? Well, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. I feel like it's going to take you out of this like kind of fickle, moody fucking space, if I'm being real. Right? Like, I also feel like it could help you follow your heart, because in the upright, the Knight of Cups is somebody who follows their heart. They're very idealistic, right? Which is similar to, that kind of Aquarian type of energy. But in the reverse, it's like, no, I'm like shut off to the world and I'm not following my heart. I'm not doing what I feel is right. And it's making me cold and bitter and fickle. And, like there's another side of this where the Knight of Cups has this kind of like trouble seeing reality, right? And so like it's almost this energy of like, I've told myself this lie enough times that I actually believe it when it's not really true at all, right? It's a fantasy. So like you've like, oh yeah, like I like who I am, when you really fucking don't, right? So I feel like it's going to help you by allowing you to see that and to flip it and follow your heart, to really, again, experience life from this brand new space, this idealistic space, this, I'm going to pursue my dreams space. I'm going to pursue what my heart is calling me to do. You have the Eight of Cups here in reverse. So I feel like this is going to help you by, it can, okay. I feel like it could help you by showing you, right, where you are avoiding change, where you are avoiding your own shit, where you are afraid of losing things or people or, whatever it is, right? I feel like it's going to show you your fears, and that's going to help you moving forward because you have the opportunity to then face them, right? For example, Aquarius, if you don't know about what the fear is, you don't know what you don't fucking know. Right? So it is what it is. Forgive yourself, because how can you fix it if you don't know? Right? But once you know, and you choose to ignore it or deny it or, try to repress it or hide it, then it becomes a decision, right? It's intentionally avoiding it. And at that point, it's like, you're choosing your own suffering. You're choosing to, live in this illusionary state. So, I really feel like this could help you by showing you those things that you've been avoiding, showing you those fears, and hopefully encouraging you to face them and move forward. You have the Page of Cups as well. So you have the Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups, Page of Cups. This is a lot about your fucking emotions and that deep work, Aquarius. Cups are emotions, feelings, relationships, intuition, love, spirituality, serenity, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're being asked to address all these things. Your habits, your healing. It's a very feeling type of energy, the cups. And you have literally all fucking cups from the tarot. So I'm just saying. The funny thing, or not the funny thing, but the interesting thing, rather, about this Page of Cups is it's a representation of disappointment. It's a representation of insecurity and emotional immaturity. Right? So how is this going to help you moving forward? I feel like it's going to help you to grow out of, if you will, those insecurities, right? Help you to see the truth in what they really are. And I also feel like it could potentially help you to, again, gain this kind of stability, if you will, or growth in your emotions and how you deal with them, right? How you respond to them. Because I feel like this is huge fucking growth potential here for you, Aquarius, right? Really allowing yourself to experience emotion, feelings. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all caught that on, if it was on film or on camera, but like this card literally just shifted on the table by its fucking self. That was wild. I'm gonna have to watch back and see if it was on there, because holy shit. That it kind of startled me, actually. Okay. So you have two messages here of guidance moving forward from November and beyond. The first one says you are divine beauty, and there is a little like fairy type creature on the front. I show these just in case they may resonate with someone, okay? Might be a symbol that someone is looking for, or a sign or something, okay? The guidance for you is this. Dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave, and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved, and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode in the ether. Right? So, here's what's really interesting about all of this. First of all, let me just peek really quickly back to this book, because I swear. Yeah. So when we were reading Treasure Island, right, the card here, just to remind you, it says, you have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. Then you have here, talking about, again, infinite potential. But yet again comes the message, like, you can't make this shit up. It's basically God saying, I said what I fucking said. Your world mirrors back to you what you feel inside. So moving forward, that guidance is, what do you want to see in the world? How do you want to view the world? Be that, and then watch your world shift. Okay? You also have here, you are magic, and there are what appears to be two like cherubs or angel type beings on the front. The message is, dearest you, pump up the music, bang the drums, get on up and start that hustle towards your goals and dreams. There are times to be still, but this is not one of them, right? Work, chopped wood. Now is the time to make that first move. Say yes to life. Pick up the phone, make that decision, and take that one step toward the gods or us. Expect a cascade of changes, good news, and opportunities to show up, as if by magic. Well, we know it's really spirit and all of us moving things around for your benefit. The point is, we are saying go for it. Take positive action towards your dreams, even if the outcome isn't an exact fit to your agenda. It will be all orchestrated by spirit and arrive in divine appropriate timing. Don't you just love how it all works? We love you so, so much. right? So again, it's about taking that action, putting the work in, right? And then watching things shift before your eyes. Incredible for you, Aquarius. I feel like you have the beautiful and profound opportunity to grow tremendously, right? All the way through October into November, excuse me, and beyond as well, right? Bringing beautiful, amazing, unique things to the world. So I'm excited for you. I hope that you're stepping into this. It's so fucking glorious. If something in this reading resonated with you, Aquarius, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, and or subscribing, or comment below. It really does help the channel to grow. It tells YouTube that there may be something here for someone else to see, and I really, really do appreciate it. As always, it's been an incredible pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate you beyond anything you can imagine. So thank you so much for being here. I am sending you the biggest of hugs. I love you so much. Take care of your beautiful soul. Have an amazing, amazing month, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.